Plainly said, the past, as long as it's still living in your present, will always dictate your future. And it doesn't have to be that way. By no means. It is our choice as to how our future now looks, in which we're going to be present in the present moment. But again, it's the choice for you. It's the psychology that you now are stepping into your life with. Hey my friends, welcome back to the High Performance Method. My name is Sebastian Yepes. I'm your certified high performance coach. And as always, my stand is to give you value. And I'm glad that you're here because you're gonna walk away from this conversation with something to walk into your life that is going to make a difference for you and the people around you. Now, as always, if you see anything here and hear something here that you see as being valuable to your life, share it with the people in your life. This is about all of us bringing ourselves to the next level. What is the point of us being happy if the people around us are not? Now, it's not our responsibility to make other people happy. However, we do have responsibility to take actions that could lead other people to be happy, to find a level of joy, to find a level of fulfillment. And that's what this channel is all about, bringing that level of conversation into your life, and then you can share with the people around you. Today I want to talk about the fact that we're going through winter as a whole. And I don't mean literal winter. I mean that the world is in a place where things are now dying. There are things coming to an end. There is now crops that are dying out for new seeds to be planted in. This is an analogy if you haven't gotten the drift yet. We are living through some of the most transformational times that the world has ever seen in our known history. And some of us are caught up in that. Some of us are forgetting that after every single winter, spring follows. We may be forgetting that just because right now we're in a place where the world is in total place of uncertainty, what may come from this is going to be a full experience of abundance and fulfillment. We gotta remember, especially in the US, the amount of businesses that were built during the Great Depression is absolutely astounding. The many different companies that still run today that were created in the times of Great Depression are many. However, the ones that also failed are many. Ultimately, it comes down to one thing. What is your psychology with what is going on in the world today? How are you perceiving the challenges that we are going through at this moment in time? It's not easy. There are people dying. There are businesses closing. There are a lot of struggles that we as a species, as a society, not a species, as a society are going through at this moment in time. However, just because we're experiencing these challenges does not mean that our life is not going to get any better. Just because right now we may be experiencing the season of winter in life, does not mean that spring is not to follow. However, the only person that's responsible for taking advantage of the fruits when they bloom is you. And it all starts with the seeds that you are now putting into the farm of your life. In order to plant seed though, you must first till the ground. You must first get rid of the weeds that are there. Jim Rohn always says, keep guard at the door of your mind. Be aware of what you're watching. Be aware of what you're listening to. Take caution in who you're taking opinions from. You can be open to opinions of others. Somebody else's opinions of a topic do not have to be your truth. Take the time for yourself. Explore. Investigate. Now more than ever, we have the ability to be able to find information that in the past was not able to be found by the common person. We now have the ability to type anything that we want with our fingertips, and we'll have an answer that can start to shape the way in which we see life. However, we've forgotten the personal ownership that we all have been given the blessing of. We all have choices. We all have the ability to choose. Remember, winter is only going to be as cold as you allow it to be. The problems that you're facing right now in your life, whether it's with your business, whether it's with your family, whether it's with yourself and your spirituality, whatever the problem may be, you got to remember, problems are the actual gateway to opportunity. Crisis is the gateway to opportunity. The winter that we are going through right now is making us, right now, we're not obligated to. We've been given the choice to get rid of the weeds. We've been given the choice to till the ground. Take what was there before, clean it all up, plant in some new soil so we can now start putting in some new seeds. However, we're not being obligated to do that. We don't have the obligation to, we have the choice to. We as humans have been given the dignity of choice. And in this dignity of choice, we are the ones to choose what we're going to focus in on. It comes down to the psychology. It comes down to your perspective. It comes down to the way in which you start to see a challenge as a possible roadblock, something you can overcome, or as a dead end, something that stops you. This is powerful because for you, as you are moving in your life right now, remember, things will always shift. What we're going through today is not going to be like this forever. That being said, however, the life that we knew as normal will not come back. And if you're still waiting for that normality to come around, it's not gonna happen. Life is shifted. Society will never be the same. Business will never be the same. Education will never be the same. Or should I say, the school system will never be the same. Everything as a whole is literally been thrown upside down in the past year. And just because it's been thrown upside down does not mean that you are not prone to succeed. Just because the rug was pulled from underneath you does not mean you have to tumble. It's again, the psychology behind it. And even if you did take a little tumble, maybe your business closed, maybe your relationships are starting to hit roadblocks, maybe your marriage failed. I mean, all of that is real, all of that's valid. But just because all those things happen does not mean you have to stay there. It is your choice. It is the ability for you to choose that regardless of what's happening right now, I have the chance and I have the perspective and I have the vision to know that what is happening today is not going to be the future. That being said, without the vision of the future, the past will always be in front of you. And if you don't have that clear vision as to what you want to strive towards, the past will always dictate the way in which you show up in the world. The past is the past, the future is the future. Plainly said, obvious. However, we don't live life like that. Things that happened in the past are still living within our experience. Want evidence? Think about somebody right now that maybe owes you money or maybe did something wrong to you in the past. If you were to see that person today, how would you feel about that person? Would you feel connected to them? Would you feel anger? Would you feel resentment? Plainly said, the past, as long as it's still living in your present, will always dictate your future. And it doesn't have to be that way. By no means. It is our choice as to how our future now looks, in which we're going to be present in the present moment. But again, it's the choice for you. It's the psychology that you now are stepping into your life with. It's the way in which you start to see the hurdles as just opportunities for you to get better. It's the challenges that are going to now strengthen the muscle of will. It's now the problems, the mistakes, in which you're going to strengthen the fact that the grace that's around you has always and will always be there for you to tap into. However, don't let yourself nail your foot to the ground. Don't tie a ball and chain around your ankle. You can if you choose to. In fact, you more than likely have some of those attached to you right now, unknowingly. You're human. Give yourself the permission to be human. And that's okay, because there's nothing wrong with it. It's the ability to see those things that are there, that you may have unknowingly put there, that are going to start to open up the space for you to let them go. So my friends, a little bit of a conceptual conversation today, but start to question yourself. Start to be curious. The challenges, the problems, the mistakes, how are you facing those? Are you using those as the opportunity for growth? Are you using those to propel you forward in the next evolution of your life? Are you now using the ability to choose within your problems that you can now improve and transform whatever happened in the past? It's our choice, always. You can be right about being right. Two rights don't make a wrong. If there's people in your life that you want to communicate with, if you made a mistake, be in communication. Share with others. Be open, be vulnerable. This level of being will open up a whole new conversation for you and the people around you. And just as important, if not more important, you'll get rid of that ball and chain that's tied to your foot, opening up the freedom for you to live the life that you actually want to. And tackle those hurdles with an empty space, at full speed, and in full freedom. It's been a pleasure as always. As I said before, you saw something of value here, great, share it with the people in your life. And remember, it is your choice at all moments in time, it is your choice. We are now in the ability to choose. We've been shaken up to the point of being able to plant whatever seed we want to. It all starts with the moment-to-moment experience that you allow yourself to experience. So take ownership for it. Take responsibility. It is ultimately up to you and you only.